don't have time to joke right now.
Not a time to joke?
I have no time to joke.
Oh, that's because YouTube's down. So.
I'm slowly getting it back up.
Oh, really? It's not just YouTube, it's all on Google from what I hear.
Yes.
Am I in the way on the one or two? Or?
What? Yes.
We're allowed to research.
Yes. Josh, have Stacy post the link. We're up. We're running. Somehow,
Finalists
some way.
down here, please. ASAP.
Unavailable.
I'm up.
That's what I got. Oh, it just started.
Give me like 90 seconds. Yes.
I'll just post it now. What'll happen is it's a bracket. The top two get a bye. 3 bowls tag, 4 bowls set, like that. And then they'll move on. And then the 1 and 2 seeds will come in and get the bowl, they'll go to seed. Go to seed. And then it goes from an 8-person bracket, 8-person bracket, and then 12. And then they'll spread out. So we have 8 people in the bracket, and then out of those 8, so it's kind of like another match. Is it? So the 1 and 2 seeds get 2 minute spots.
Yes. They don't come into the semis.
Okay. Now so we go from 8. So there's 8 people in the bracket.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to switch. Let's see if this one works better. Let's try this one. Test 1, 2, 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to a very long day of me trying to get YouTube to work over the past 2.5 hours. Apparently, Google is down, YouTube is down, I'm down, man down, Stacy down, Josh down, Matt down. We're all down. But now we're back up. So, thanks be to God, it came up right in the nick of time. We are lining them up for the 10-person final. We're going to find out.
Okay.
One of them has an echo.
No, wait a minute.
Other way. Say something.
Hi, PA.
Yes, you are on.
Woo! Hi, YouTube Nation. I shared the link.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're soon going to start. And then I'm going to go order dinner.
Okay. I have no idea what the cuts were. I have no idea of anything at the moment.
Yeah, me either.
All I know is I've become an expert on trying to get YouTube to work through Wirecast.
All I can tell you is there's 10 handicap and 10 scratch bowlers in front of us out of our field today that are remaining.
Very good.
Well, you know, I'm sleep deprived, emotionally drained. What else would you like to know?
Not much.
Okay.
All right, so I know we're just about ready for player introductions. I see that they are lined up. I don't know where the grand... Oh, there's the Grand Poobah. We've had a wonderful weekend here at Limerick Bowl, thanks to all the hospitality of all the employees. And there's the ancient one, Parker Bone. If you want to go back and watch my speech from today, you'll get a good laugh. Are you ready? Thankfully to the gods of YouTube, we are back.
We just need...
Good evening, bowlers, family, and friends. Welcome to Limerick Bowl and the finals of the 2019 Invitational Championship for the PJBT, celebrating the end of our 20th season. It is time to introduce tonight's 10 finalists.
All right, so here are the finalists.
For over $5,000
Seeds 1 and 2 will get a bye to the semifinals, and then we'll explain how the rest of them goes.
We will start by introducing our 10 scratch bowlers. Our number 10 seed from Wilmsdorf, PA, Daniel Olhouse.
Your number 10 seed, the prodigy himself, Daniel Olthouse.
Alex Horton.
Your number 9 seed, Alex Horton. Let me know if that has an echo in it or not.
If it does, he can have mine. And he's gone.
Francis Vitelli.
Francis Vitelli is your number 8 seed.
Our number 7 seed from Carlisle, PA, Chloe Skrzinski.
Chloe Skrzinski, your number 7 seed.
Our number 6 seed from Linfield, PA, Alex Glinsky.
Your number 6 seed, Alex Glinsky.
Chloe's our only girl remaining in the scratch division.
Brian Kennedy is your number 5 seed.
Our number 4 seed from Lewisburg, PA, Anthony Nyer.
Anthony Nyer is your number 4 seed.
Our number 3 seed from Trenton, New Jersey, Ryan Carlisi.
Ryan Carlisi is your number 3 seed.
Our number 2 seed from Waldorf, Maryland, Gene Blair.
And the 2 seeds that are getting a bye. First, we have Gene Blair.
For the 2019 Scratch Division Invitational from Brick, New Jersey at plus 311 for 9 games. Andrew Lazarchek.
And Andrew Lazarchek is your number 1 seed. Andrew finished second in last year's Invitational. Was the recipient of a very unlucky late trip 7 by his opponent, Michael Martell.
Okay. Hopefully I have the other mic. This should work. Okay. All right, now it's time to introduce our 10 handicap finalists. Our number 10 seed.
On the handicap side,
PA, David Swavely.
your number 10 seed, David Swavely.
Our number 9 seed from York, PA, Mary Beth Baker.
Your number 9 seed, Mary Beth Baker.
Our number 8 seed from Blackwood, New Jersey, Stephen Schaff.
Stephen Shaft. Did I hear that right? Shaft?
Our
Schaff.
number 7 seed
Schaff.
from Brooklyn, New York, Julietta Cologne.
Julietta Cologne is your number 7 seed. Talk and see if you have an
Our
echo.
number 6 seed from Lebanon, PA.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Barry Brightingham, your number 60. Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself, and there is
Callie
an echo.
Bizdil,
Well, that's what
your
we
number
said.
5 seed.
I'm gonna just go.
Jersey, Jonathan Applewhite.
Jonathan Applewhite is your number 4 seed.
Our number 3 seed from Lehighton, PA, Michael Bowman.
Michael Bowman is your number 3 seed.
Our number 2 seed from Lancaster, PA, Bethany
And getting the 2
Jakewith.
buys. First, your number 2 seed, Bethany
And
Jakewith.
your top seed in the handicap division for the 2019 Invitational Championship at plus 221 for 9 games from New Hope, PA, Andy Hoffman.
And Andy Hoffman is your number 1
We
seed.
started with 68 handicap holders today. We are down to our 10 finalists. Let's give them a nice hand.
This sounds a lot better. I'm gonna go with this one.
Go to your starting weight.
Did you explain the format?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll give them a quick rundown. So we do have the top 10 in each division, top 10 in scratch, and the top 10 in handicap, as were just introduced. The 1 and 2 seeds will have a bye until round number 3. So the remaining 8 bowlers will be bowling in round 1, and those 8 will become 4, and then those 4 will become 2, of course. And then the top 1 and 2, the top 2 seeds will come in then to make it another round of 4. The number 1 seed will bowl the lowest seed remaining, and then the number 2 seed will bowl the other, and then the winner of those 2 matches will move on to the title match.
4, 6, 8, and 10. They will bowl a 1-game eliminator match. 4 bowlers will go to 2.
We're going to have 2 matches on the live stream and 2 matches off of the live stream.
These
Soon
are
as
one.
I see who's where, I'll let you know where.
These are 1-game matches, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, you got to work tonight. No, you don't. You took off.
I do not.
I
I'm
got to work
actu-
tomorrow.
I'm actually hitting the 9:30 a.m. Reading Phillies game tomorrow.
Ah,
It's the third shift boss's night, day out or whatever.
yes.
I looked right at him and I said, "There's no way I'll be awake for that, so I'm just going to take the night off."
We will throw in. We are going to use the regular pins for the first 2 rounds of the finals, as we've done every year.
I have a new assistant finally starting tomorrow. They've finally giving me an assistant, so I kind of got to be there.
In the middle, 2 pairs of 35 to 38 to complete.
Fresh out of college for me to mold.
You are quite the trainer.
By the way, for those of you that don't know where I work at a company called Singer Equipment, which is in Morgantown. And for those of you that know anything about Morgantown this week, there was a tornado that blew through Morgantown.
Yes, there was.
That thing was on the other side of the industrial park from where Singer was. It took out heavily about 3 or 4 buildings in the industrial park, the closest to which was maybe about 700 feet from Singer. Luckily, I was not in the building at the time.
Okay, bowlers in the finals. Your lanes are now on for practice. You may begin your practice. Please take a couple balls on each lane. We'll put 2 balls on each lane, please.
All right, so it looks like on the match off stream, we have the even numbered on the scratch. And what an interesting group of bowlers on that pair. We have Anthony Nyer, we have Francis Vitelli, we have Alex Glinsky, and we have Daniel Althouse.
That could be a lot of punching each other in the face.
Yes. On the live stream pair, Mr. Lazarchik, I'm going to need you to move. Gentlemen, right in front of me. Yo!
Just scoot up. We got you.
Yeah, I understand Parker likes camera time. I get that.
Well, you know what, baby, cameras above
On the pair next to, on the live stream, we have Chloe Skrzyński, we have Brian Kennedy, we have Ryan Carlisi, and we have Alex Horton. Do you know the bowlers in the handicap? You probably know them better than I do.
Sorry about that.
Do you know the handicap bowlers? You know them better than I do. I would need their cards to know who is who. Hello, Oberst. Hello, Emily Garl. Let's see here. In the handicap, on the streaming pair is the odd number bowlers. So that's going to be Michael Bowman, Callie Bizdil, Julietta Colon, and Mary Beth Baker. The even numbers, which are not on the live stream, is Jonathan Applewhite, Barry Bridingen, Stephen Schaff, and David Swavely. We'll get you the handicaps for them as soon as I find them out. Well, thank you, whoever you are. I appreciate it. You could feel free to donate some cash to me if you're my biggest fan. I will sell you anything of mine that you want.
I have a bowling ball right. There's a bowling ball sitting right in front of us here we can probably sell.
Yes.
It's got a couple plugs in it, but
Yes. You know, actually, I was shown a picture last night of somebody who found at Goodwill a undrilled black hammer for like $2.99.
Brian Krantz was telling us about this.
Yes. I'm
And
gonna go. I'm gonna go stock all the Goodwills in the.
And then wanted to know why it was at 80 grit, and little did he know that's just how they came out those back in those days.
Yes.
$2.99. I would have bought about 20 of them.
So for those of you who have not been with us all weekend, where have you been? We had an awesome PBA skins match Friday night. I will welcome you to go back and watch it. You can watch any of our PJBT telecasts on our YouTube channel here. If you're going to need a couple hours if you want to watch the whole thing. It was very exciting. Let me just say that 2 of the professional bowlers shot 300.
We're not going to tell you which 2 they are. You got to go back
No.
and watch.
Yes. And then Saturday morning, we had the Bowl with the Pros, no tap, for adults and the youth. And then we had 2 rounds of adult junior. And the top 6 scratch and the top 3 handicap teams came back last night to bowl against Parker Bone for some winner-take-all money. The winner of the youth division was Brandon Updike. He took home a scholarship of somewhere around $610, I believe it was.
That sounds right.
The adult winner was Big Ben Rhines. He, believe it or not, outlasted Jason Sterner. Yes, professional Jason Sterner, who still had to miss twice, and Ben only had to miss once.
Yes.
And it happened, and Ben took home, I believe it was $510
I believe so.
in cash. What are you sorry for, Ms. Oberst? All right, so it looks like we are just about done with our warm-ups. If I was able to get the other 2 cameras working, we could have probably done something with them. But as with everything that's going on with me, nothing wants to work right today. During the awards ceremony today, if you want to go back and watch, I actually did call Parker Bone ancient. If you want to go back and catch the joke to that. Hello, son number 2. I just talked about you. Yes. It's always. We were just saying how you won last night. Yes, son number 2 wearing his authentic PA Fats shirt, one of a kind. You could get PA Fats all over your shirt or wherever you want it on your shirt too. Just contact Brian Krantz at EFX. You know, I wish I could get mine to work. Mine's not receiving notifications. No. Oh my God, mine was on Wish for $14. It'll receive them sooner or later, and I'll get 87 of them at once.
Are you guys looking at your watches, looking to see if Zordon needs you to morph into the Red Ranger?
Yes. Emily, that is not unfortunate. I wish I was at the beach myself.
Brandon, you know what that means, right? Zordon, Red Ranger.
No.
Okay. That's my childhood, so I
Yes.
was just curious, you know.
That was actually after my time. I'm more of Wonder Twin Powers activate.
Okay, that was kind of like the area, like your ending and my beginning area.
Yes.
So you want to know the worst part?
Go ahead.
I went -106. I lined your kid up for the finals.
Hey, whatever works, man.
He's going to be playing right where I went minus. With the same ball. He could just roll it a little bit better than I can.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
He's going to play deep inside.
Interesting because the first game in qualifying, he was rolling his Paradox basically right up 2.
Yes. 4 people he's bowling with have absolutely no look on track, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, I'm sure somebody will find a look. Probably the low man out will probably be about 230 now that you said that. So, who is going to add their name to the banner for the 2018-2019 season? We put the Invitational champions on there, and we also put the Bowler of the Year. This year's Bowler of the Year, none other than Isaac Erickson with his 6 titles. Well deserved.
Absolutely, it was. I tell you what, the last couple of years, it's been pretty close. It came down right to the end of the year, but this year Isaac was just had a very strong season.
Yes. Yes, there was a couple bowlers with 4 titles and
Absolutely.
a couple bowlers with 3.
I mean, Danny Oldhouse had 4, I believe. Francis Vitelli had 4. I mean, we certainly did not have any shortage of strong performances from our scratch division this year. But Isaac won the scratch points this year, and just a solid year for him. I was told that microphone was cutting out earlier because it was tired of Matt yelling into it. I don't know how true that is.
Fans, it is time to begin our Group A and Group B matches. On lanes 33 and 4, we have our matches of Jonathan Applewhite, Barry Brightigan, Stephen Schaff, and David Swavely. Out of the 4, the top 2 will advance. Our Group A, Michael Bowman, Callie Bazil, Julietta Colon, and Mary Beth Baker. The top 2 out of those 4 will advance. On the scratch side, we have Group A, Ryan Carlisi, Brian Kennedy, Chloe Straczynski, and Alex Horton. And off to the right, Group B is Anthony Meyer, Alex Glinsky, Francis Vitelli, and Daniel Oldhouse. Out of each group, the top 2 will advance to the next round. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our finalists.
All right, off we go. Let's see here. Who's got some handicaps here? On the handicap match on 33 and 34, off screen. Jonathan Applewhite is getting 33. Barry Briningen is getting 46. Stephen Schaff is getting 41. And David Swavely, that looks like a 6. Thank you. That makes that easy. On the match on the live stream, 35 and 36. Michael Bowman is getting 61. Callie Bazdil is getting 29. Julietta Colon is getting 68. And Mary Beth Baker is getting 14. So Skip and I will do our best to keep you guys informed as what's going on the 2 off-stream matches. This will be the only round where we don't have all the action on the stream. Chloe with a 210 split to start. Ryan Carlisi struck. Brian Kennedy left a 6-pin. Anthony Nyer spared. Alex Glinsky spared. Michael Bowman opened. Chloe puts the 2 right around the 10. As always, ladies and gentlemen, our message board is live and operational. Feel free to chime in. If you were here all weekend, let me know what your favorite part of championship weekend was. Alex Horton goes high, catches a break, only leaves the 3-pin. David Swavely with an open. Jonathan Applewhite with a strike. So Jonathan looks like the only bowler that marked on 33 and 34 in the first frame.
You know what my favorite part of championship weekends is?
Go ahead.
When I'm in the car driving home.
Ah, yes.
I do have to say we enjoy this. This is the best weekend of the year for us, but it certainly wears.
Yes, it is.
But 140 entries today. I mean, just absolutely unbelievable that we're able to put 140 bowlers in this bowling center today, and we certainly thank everyone for coming out. So, and being able to bring you guys the finals.
Commercial free.
Commercial free, as always. Aldhouse up now on the off-stream pair, up on 39. He is working on a spare. Vitelli up also. Aldhouse kicks out the 10. Vitelli up now looking for a double. Francis Vitelli was in quite the thrilling match last week in the finals of the Bracket Survivor Tournament, losing to TJ Owens in a roll-off. Callie Bazil, she has the 5-10. Alex Horton comes in just a hair behind the head pin, leaving the 2-pin. Alex and Chloe both opened in the first frame, so looking to get back on track there. And we only have one bowler through 2 frames with a double, and that's Mary Beth Baker.
Reminder that we are bowling on a fresh pattern. They always re-oil before the finals. Once we get down to the semifinals, we're going to put the gold pins in as well. So we'll have 2 rounds with the regular pins and 2 rounds with the gold pins. Chloe Skrzyński now up, lane 38. She comes in light, leaves the 1-2-8. Alex Glinsky with a strike. Looks like a double for him. These white backdrops are not helping me.
That was something that I was asked that by the counter this morning, how they look. I said they look pretty good. It's just a little hard to see them, but overall, though, they look pretty good.
Daniel with the ringing 10-pin off camera. That would have been a double for him. Callie Bizdil left a 4-pin on the handicap side. Michael Bowman with the spare on 35. Carlisi on 37 goes high. He leaves it 3-6-10. Callie makes her spare. Brian Kennedy up 38. He's working off of an open. He comes in light, leaves the 1-2-4-8. Anthony Nyer off camera on lane 40. He comes in high. He leaves the 4-7. Carlisi makes his spare. The handicap side, Steven Schaff, he struck in the 4th. Very hard for me to see the scores here. The top 2 bowlers in each pair move on to the next game. So you don't necessarily have to win, you just have to finish in the top 2. Alex Glinsky looks like he is now on a triple. Mary Beth Baker on a triple as well. Chloe now up, frame 3. She's working off of a spare. She comes in high, leaves the 3-6. Daniel on 39. He comes in light, leaves the 2-5-8.
So then the way that I explained it was incorrect. They're not pulling. I kind of made it. I kind of gave the impression it was head to head.
No. Daniel makes his spare. Chloe makes her spare. Alex Horton be shooting at a 10-pin, his 3rd straight 9 count. Michael Bowman shooting at the 1-2-5-8-9 spare. Callie Bizdil shooting at a 10-pin. Jonathan Applewhite misses his 1-2-4-8 off camera. Steven Schaff shooting at the 6-10. David Swavely on lane 34. He's on a double. Anthony Nyer strikes. Alex Glinsky is now on 4 in a row, so he has taken a decent-sized lead on that match on 39 and 40. Brian Kennedy spins a pin in front of the 9. Daniel now up, lane 40, following Alex. He gets the messenger to take out the 10-pin. Carlisi with the strike. My broadcast partner is munching down on, looks like some roast beef and fries.
Hot roast beef sandwich.
Yes.
Always, you can't go wrong with anything on the menu here.
No.
No, Limerick always does a great job of feeding us.
Swavely shooting at his spare off camera. He misses. He was on a triple. Anthony Nyer double. They are already in the 6th frame. Alex Glinsky with another strike over there. So as expected, the match off camera on 39 and 40 is the higher scoring of the of the 2 scratch matches. Alex Horton comes in light. He leaves the 2, 4, 6, 10. So Alex Glinsky went spare next 4. Francis Vitelli went strike, open, spare, strike, split. And he just left a 3-pin in his 6th. Anthony Nyer, I believe, went spare, strike, spare, spare, strike, strike. Daniel went spare, strike, spare, spare, strike. Alex up on 39. He comes in light, leaves the 210, so his strike train has parked in the station for the time being. Mary Beth Baker also stopped her train the last frame with her 9 spare. She's clean through 4. She's now up in the 5th on lane 36. Francis Vitelli made his spare. Brian Kennedy with a strike in the 5th on lane 38. Julietta Colon leaves a 3-6-10. Alex does not convert his 210 split. Mary Beth Baker leaves the 2-4-5. Jonathan Applewhite off camera on 33. He spared. Ryan Carlisi in front of us leaves a 2-pin.
Over on that handicap pair, Barry Brightigan and Stephen Schaff are currently the 2 leading bowlers to move on. That match is through 6 frames. Very, all 4 bowlers on 37 and 8 are pretty much right there.
Yes.
That's a 10-pin match. And the same with 35 and 36.
Hey, nothing Phillies game. Went to the bottom of the 8th. It is now 8-0. They lost. They're losing 8-0.
Michael Bowman in front of us on 36, shooting at a 1-2-4. Daniel on off lane 39 makes his 2-pin, so he's still clean. And he needs to double somewhere to try to get back into that match. Remember, top 2 on each pair move on. Anthony Nyer rings a 7-pin. That would have given him a triple if he carried. Julietta Colon up on 36. She comes in high, leaves a 3-6-9-10. Gotta watch that sleeper. Glinsky spared on lane 40. Mary Beth Baker gets the 10 out. Barry up on lane 34. Haven't called his name too much. He comes in high, leaves a 6-10. He only has 1 open. They are already in the 8th frame, so they're moving right along. Anthony Nyer picked up his spare. Julietta does not get any on her spare attempt. Carlisi with a strike. Francis Vitelli with a strike. Brian Kennedy comes high. He leaves the 3-6-9-10. Daniel off camera, crosses over, comes in actually high, leaves a 3-10 baby split. That's not going to be pretty. Over here on the handicap side, looks like your leaders are Steven and Barry at the moment. On the scratch match that is off stream, the leaders are Anthony and Alex. Alex in first, Anthony in second. Daniel does not get out the 3-10, takes just the 10 off the 3. Oh, Alex Glinsky got lucky to take out the 4-6-7 split, just leaving the 4-7. That's a huge break. Chloe Skrzyński did not get the break. She left the big 4. Anthony Nyer with a strike. So Glinsky and Nyer looks like they have separated from Italian Althouse by about 30 pins or so. Glinsky barely makes the spare. Actually, he would have made that 4-6-7 split. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our message board is live and operational. Feel free if you want to chime in. Francis Vitelli, 128. Callie Bazdil up on 35. Ryan Kennedy with a strike. We are into the 10th frame on 33 and 34. I would say Steven looks safe. So Jonathan Applewhite can't read the scores. Alex Horton with a strike. That's 3 in a row for him. Ryan Carlisi whiffs his 9-pin. Actually, I'm not sure Steven was safe on the handicap side. Chloe with a much-needed strike. She was on and open. Anthony Nyer strikes in the 9th. So that match is pretty much over. It looks like Alex and Anthony will be moving on. Carlisi rings a 10. Francis leaves a 4-pin. That's going to knock him out. As soon as I get the scores from 33 and 34, I will pass them on. Match was pretty close. $37 and $38 is in the 8th. Mike? Just was informed that we are going to use all 4 pairs for the next round. Let's see here. On 33 and 34, Barry Breiningen with a 208, he's moving on. Steven Schaff with a 214, he's moving on. Applewhite with 186 and David Swavely with 203 are knocked out. And Alex Glinsky and Anthony Nyer will be moving on from lanes 39 and 40.
We're gonna flip sides, but I'm gonna flip the matches so different kids are on the live stream. I got it figured out, I think.
Actually, yeah. If there was only one round, if we were going to go to a step ladder after that, that would have been fine. On the other handicap match in front of us, Callie Basdil in the clubhouse at 189. Bowman in the clubhouse at 179. Mary Beth Baker will jump at least Bowman. In fact, it's going to be Mary Beth Baker and Callie Basdil that are going to make it. On the match on 39 and 40, Glinsky had 212, Nyer had 214. Althouse in the 170s, and Vitelli with 154. The other scratch match, Mary Beth Baker at 207, Callie Basdil at 189. Julietta Colon will be in the 180s, but will not surpass the 189. And Bowman at 179. All right, so we got one match left to go. All right, we got one match left to go. Alex Horton will definitely be moving on. Chloe is going to need to get the first strike to move on. If not, it'll be Ryan Carlisi. The sound is back. I had it muted for a little bit. I was talking to my child. Chloe comes in high. She will not be moving on. If you're in Hunterdon County, New Jersey, you have a severe thunderstorm warning. We are not in Hunterdon County, New Jersey.
In this order from 7, 8, 9, and 10, Ryan Kennedy will be 7. All 8 of those, and they all have boxes, so we can hand the boxes. Yeah, 'cause we can hand them the award and then
All right, so Alex Horton, Ryan Carlisi will be moving on.
Well, at least I know it gets easier from here.
It does. You got him?
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our first eliminator round for Group A and Group B. We have a handful of awards to get out. Officially, our 10th place finisher in the scratch division, getting an $80 scholarship. An award goes to Daniel Allhouse.
Daniel Althouse, $80.
Ninth place finisher, getting an $80 scholarship and award goes to Francis Vitelli.
Francis Vitelli, $80.
Nice bowler. Our 8th place finisher officially in scratch, getting an $80 scholarship and award goes to Chloe Skrzyncki.
Chloe Skrzyncki, $80.
And our 7th place finisher in scratch, getting an $80 scholarship and award goes to Brian Kennedy.
Brian Kennedy, $80.
All right, let's hit over to the handicap side. Our 10th place finisher getting an $80 scholarship and award goes to David Swagley. Our 9th place finisher getting an $80 scholarship and award goes to Juliana Colon.
David Swavely, Julietta Cologne, $80 for their finishes.
Our 8th place finisher getting an scholarship and award goes to Jonathan Applewhite.
Jonathan Applewhite, $80.
And our 7th place finisher getting an $80 scholarship certificate and award goes to Michael Bowman.
Michael Bowman, $80.
Nice bowling. Okay, we are down to 6 remaining bowlers. I will give you new lane assignments for your matches.
So while we're waiting for the next round to begin, the pattern today was last year's TV finals for Junior Gold. 40 feet. $23.7 units, 14 on the front, 9, little less than 14 on the front, 9 3/4 on the reverse. Pretty much a speed bump looking. 3.33 to 1. All right, so looks like what we did was we flipped scratch into handicap, and the people that were not on the live stream, the last match will be. So on lanes 33 and 34, we got Alex Horton and Ryan Carlisi. 35 and 36, Anthony Nyer, Alex Glinsky. I know on 39 and 40, we have Mary Beth Baker and Callie Bazdill. And Stephen and Barry. Barry Briningen and Stephen Sheff. On the live stream, 37 and 38. What was sad, Mark?
Okay, bowling fans, it is time for round 2 of our group matches. These are head-to-head matches now. On the left side, we have number 3 seed Ryan Carlisi taking on number 9 seed Alex Worth. And on the live stream match here, we have number 4 seed Anthony Meyer taking on number 6 seed Alex Glinsky. On the right for the handicap division, we have number 6 seed Barry Bryden taking on number 8 seed Steven Schack. And on the other match off to the right, we have number 5 seed Callie Brazil taking on number 9 seed Mary Beth Baker. I put your individual handicaps in the system once again. Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for round 2 of our final.
All right, off we go. So Barry will be getting 5 pins from Steven, and Callie will be getting 15 pins from Mary Beth. So Barry started off with an open on a handicap match on the live stream. Alex Glinsky makes a spare. Carlisi made a spare. Callie made a spare. Steven Schaff started out with a split. He will get 2. Nair, 6-8. Mary Beth Baker started out with an open on 39 and spares in the second. Sarah Baker, we are on head-to-head right now. Whoever wins these matches, the highest seed remaining will go up against the number 2 seed next match, and the lowest seed remaining will go up against the 1 seed. After this match, we'll be putting the gold pins back in. Handicap will bowl both matches at the same time on 35 and 36. Scratch will move to 37 and 38. I'm told it's raining very heavily out there. You're welcome, Sarah. All right. 35 and 36. Anthony did convert his 6-8, but then he came right back with another split. So he's got 26 after 2. Alex Glinsky with 2 9 spares. He has a 13-pin lead. The other scratch match, Ryan Carlisi, 9 spare, 9 spare, and right now he is shooting at a 3-6-9-10. Alex Horton went spare strike. Carlisi makes his spare. On the other, the handicap match, Mary Beth Baker went open spare, and she's shooting at a washout on the 3rd, which she does not get. She only gets 2, so she's got 32. Callie Bizdil went spare open strike. The handicap match in front of us, Steven went open spare strike. Barry went open spare spare. No, I needed this one to get the names. I don't know where the scratch one is. Sarah, they are here. All right, scratch match on 33 and 34. Alex Horton with a 5-pin lead. He is up in the 4th, working off of a spare. Match on 35 and 36. Glinsky up, working off of 3 spares in the 4th. He sends a messenger to gets the 10 out. His opponent, Anthony Nyer, went spare, open, double. Handicap side, Callie Bizdil, spare, open, strike, spare. Mary Beth Baker, open, spare, open, strike. Barry, open, spare, spare, and he's now shooting at a 7-pin. Steven, open, spare, strike, spare.
Hello, PA Fats.
Hello, Matthew. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Getting tired.
I'm sure. I hope all of our fans are enjoying the action here as we are in round 2 of our finals. for this year's Invitational Championship.
Good
Just
shot
thought
there
I-
by Alex.
Just thought I'd join you briefly while Josh has escaped somewhere. Not sure where, but we'll find him. Looks like at the moment, Alex Horton has a 5-pin lead over Ryan Carlisi off to your left through 4 frames. And our other scratch match, Alex Glinsky, 57 in the third with a double. Anthony and I are looking for a triple. And he gets it. Good shot. There'll be a short delay after this round as we'll be down to the final 4. We will be putting in the gold pins for our 2 semifinal matches that will bowl at the same time on live stream. So we'll have 4 bowlers on a pair, and those 2 semifinal winners will then flip-flop pairs and bowl each other for the Invitational title.
Bowling Mom, the top 2 seeds in scratch. The 2 seed is Gene Blair. The number 1 seed is Andrew Lazarchuk. The top 2 seeds in handicap, Andy Hoffman and Bethany Jagwith.
Interesting shot there for Anthony Nider as he hit the 7-pin down low, and it didn't fall backwards, but it did fall forwards. Had enough angle to fall for the strike. On the handicap side, halfway through the matches, it looks like Stephen Schaff has a small lead on Barry Bridegan. And off on our match to the right, Callie Bazil with a short lead over Mary Beth Baker. Each match halfway through its completion.
I don't think Alex liked that shot.
You know, it's amazing how talented some of our scratch bowlers are. And I can say that the really good bowlers seem to make that reaction of, oh, that wasn't a good shot, and they get a strike.
Yes.
We've seen that many, many times.
Yes. While we have a little bit of a break, all of us here at the PJBT would like to congratulate our friend, Real Deal Bill O'Neill, for finishing second today up in Maine.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, even though he didn't win the $100,000 first place prize, he had 40,000 reasons not to be with us this weekend.
Yes.
And I think if I was him, I would take 40,000.
I'm sure. Another strike for Alex.
Got a striking match going on there on 35 and 6.
Alex presently with a 1-pin lead over Anthony.
And Barry Bridegan just got a strike on lane 38 for the handicap side.
Technically 11 pins with Anthony going up in the 7th to try to strike to bring it back to within a pin. Over on the handicap side on 39 and 40, Mary Beth Baker has, with her handicap, 74 in the 5th with a strike in the 6th. And Callie is through 7, and she has what looks to be 143. On the other handicap match, Barry, who is now up on 37, he's got 75 in the 5th with a strike in the 6th for 121 with his handicap. Steven has an open in the 6th. He sits at 138. So that's a very close match. Mary Beth Baker just doubled in the 6th and 7th. Closed the gap in that match. Anthony Nair did not strike in the 7th, so he finds himself down by 13. The other match, Alex Horton, spare strike, spare triple. Ryan Carlisi, spare, 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 double, spare. So at the moment, Alex with a 17-pin lead on Ryan. Ryan did not strike in the 7th. In fact, he split. He left
The 4-6.
4-6.
Yep. So that gives Alex Horton the driver's seat in that match at the moment. Nair looking for back-to-back spares as he gets it. Max out score for Anthony Nair would be 232. Alex Glinsky still on a 267 pace. Over on the handicap side, Steven Schaff gets his spare. Very tight match there on our live stream. Off to the right, the girls taking on each other, Callie Bazille and Mary Beth Baker. Callie looks to have the lead by about 20 pins through frame number 8. Once these matches are over, we will be down to our 2 live streaming pairs for 2 semifinal matches at the same time, and then the winners will flop pairs and bowl each other for the title. Another good shot there for Steven Schaff.
What
Another
seeds are our 4 remaining seeds in scratch that
in
are bowling?
scratch division, we have 3, 4, 6, and 9. 3, 4, 6, and 9. Alex Horton being the 9 seed, and he is in the driver's seat in the match off to the left. So it looks like Alex will be taking on our number 1 seed if that result continues. Nice shot on lane 39 off to the right of your live stream screen for Callie Bazille as she strikes. 9 pin for Alex Glinsky.
Barry with the strike. He finds himself down by 15 to Steven, entering the foundation frame 9th. Glinsky makes his spare, so no matter what Anthony does here in the 9th and 10th, he cannot shut out Alex. Anthony, the best he could do is 232. If Alex were to go strike spare, he would be at 236. Mary Beth Baker spared in the 9th. She finds herself down by 33 going into the 10th. So it looks like Callie Bazille will be moving on to the semifinals.
All right, PA, I will let you take back over. I will be giving out some awards with Parker Bone in just a couple minutes.
Okay. Barry did not make his spare in the 9th. That's going to open the door for Steven. Anthony Nair now up. He struck in the 9th. First ball in the 10th. He could still go out for 232. He wibbles and wobbles and weebles the 7. That is pretty much going to end that match. So Alex Glinsky will be moving on, probably to face the number 2 seed, Jean Blair. The other scratch match, Alex Horton with a 37-pin lead over Ryan Carlisi. 2 frames to go in that. Both bowlers are on a spare. Handicap match right in front of us. Steven Schaff in the driver's seat over Barry Briningen. Best Barry could do with his handicap is 201. And Steven already has 204. So Steven will be moving on. Looks like Mary Beth Baker did strike out for 180. Looks like Callie has 191, so Callie with an 11-pin lead, or 11-pin victory. So Callie and Steven will be moving on to the semis. Alex Glinsky will be moving on. And Alex Horton only needs 9 on this first shot, which he gets. He gets a strike, so he will be moving on. So it's going to be Andrew Lazarchuk taking on Alex Horton and Gene Blair taking on Alex Glinsky.
That could be fun.
Yes. Those matches will be on 37 and 38. I do not know that. Oh, I do know.
Mary Beth was the number 9 seed. She lost. Callie was,
Callie was the 5 seed.
and Steven was.
The 8 seed. So Steven
Will bowl Andy.
will bowl Andy Hoffman, and Callie will be bowling Bethany Jakewith. Those matches will be on 35 and 36. We will be putting in the gold pins momentarily.
Where's my buzzer? Go with pins. Go with pins. 35 to 35.
Much easier on me this time.
Yeah. Just a little.
Alex Horton with a 234 to 208 victory over Ryan Carlisi.
Alex will bowl. He's going to bowl Gene. And Lazarchuk bowls.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our round 2 of our Group A and Group B. Finishing officially in 6th place in the scratch division, getting a $125 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Anthony Nyer.
Anthony Nyer, 6th place finish.
And our 5th place finisher in the scratch division, getting a $125 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Ryan Carlisi.
Ryan Carlisi, $125.
Mike Fuller. Officially our 6th place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $125 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Mary Beth Baker.
Mary Beth Baker.
Congratulations. And our 5th place finisher officially in the scratch or handicap division, getting a $125 scholarship.
Barry Brightingham. 5th place finish. All right, we're going to start to put the gold pins in. I will be back in a couple minutes.
All right, so we are just about set here. The gold pins are in. We will have Andrew Lazarchik taking on Alex Horton, and Alex Glinsky taking on Gene Blair in the scratch division. Those matches will be on 37 and 38. Over on the 35 and 36 left pair side, we will have Bethany Jaquith taking on Callie Bazil, and Andy Hoffman taking on Stephen Schaff. The winners of these matches here, we will flip pairs, and that will be your title match. $28 pins going to Andy in the match against Steven. And looks like about 33 pins going to Bethany in her match against Callie. All right, and we are ready to go. 2 balls on each lane for all bowlers. Just a reminder to everybody out there, next weekend is the PJBT Masters. $80 entry if you have already gained credit for your spot at one of our tournaments this year. You can walk in for $100. Saturday we start out at, I believe, Town and Country. That is a 2:30 start time. And then the weekend after that, we are in Maple Shade, New Jersey, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the 2019 Best Tournament, which we had, if I remember correctly, 151 entries last year. So always a good time down there. The PJBT and JBT combining to bring you that event. $5,000 first place. And that is our schedule. Actually, I forgot to mention another reminder. The what?
We're going to talk about June 22nd. Postpone. Lack of interest. Okay. Everyone's going away that weekend. I will pick up on what you were going to say. Skip was going to talk about the Fetstacular tournament on June 22nd. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, that tournament is going to need to be postponed. We will find a later date for that tournament, so stay tuned. For those of you that have already paid for me, or that have already paid, if you paid for me via PayPal, the money will be returned back to you no later than tomorrow. If you paid via check, the next time I see you, I will give you your check back. My apologies if you had already made plans, but things happen sometimes that are out of our control. Down to Matt.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time for our semifinal actions for the 2019 Invitational Championship. On the left pair, our 8 semifinalists. A nice round of applause this evening.
All right, and we are ready to roll with our semifinal matches. The winner of these two matches here will bowl each other for the 2019 Added Money title.
I would need to know that as soon as possible. Andrew Lazarchuk looking to follow up on his runner-up finish last year with getting a championship this year. Andrew was the 2016-2017 Player of the Year.
Yeah, we've had some pretty dominant years, and he certainly he started, about a quarter of the way into the season and just took off. I believe he won 6 or 7 tournaments that year, and just, once he started, he didn't stop. Nobody touched him. It's just, one of the more dominant performances we've seen in the last couple of years. But the kid he's bowling against today, Alex Horton, if somebody's going to give him a run, it's going to be him.
Absolutely.
Alex gets his spare.
The first time I saw Alex bowl, he was either 4 or 5. Right here at Limerick, he was bowling in a tournament. And he shot probably about 500 scratch.
For 3.
Yes.
Okay. The first time I ever saw Alex bowl was when he won the Poptomic. My first year being involved with that event.
Yes, youngest bowler in scratch.
Yes, I believe he was 6 or 7. No, that's not
I think
right.
he was 10.
10. Yes, 10. I was thinking of another bowler.
That would have been impressive if at 6 if you won the scratch division.
I agree. You become hard to beat when all you do is strike. Alex Horton puts his first strike up on the board. Andrew Lazarchuk starts off with a double. Gene up now looking to get back on track after leaving that 1-2-10. And he leaves the 5-pin.
Tell you what, I'm going to step out, and we're going to let Parker come in. Parker. We're going to let Parker come in this match. I will be back later. If you would, please, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the broadcast, taking over for the Taking a Break PA Fats, Mr. Parker Bone III.
How are you tonight there, Josh?
Very, very good. All I was thinking about Friday was the long weekend we were going to have, and now I'm just sitting here thinking about the long weekend we did just have. It went by so quick and so successful.
It really did. Hats off to Matt, yourself, and all of the PJBT staff for making this just one incredible weekend event. What you guys do behind the scenes to set everything up and get everything ready to take place. We watch an unfortunate circumstance. Solid 8 there for that young lady. But you guys really make it run smooth, and it doesn't run smooth, especially an event of this size and your 20th year, without all of the homework and all the ducks in a row behind the scenes.
I had this conversation with Matt one time. Some people know, some people don't, but I actually was a regular bowler back in my high school days. I bowled the PJBT, and I never would have imagined I would be in this position, 10 years later. after finishing up my junior career and everything, and just it's something to see behind the scenes, just the things you don't understand, or what people don't think about while they're bowling the event, what all goes into it. It's just never imagined I'd ever be involved in something like this.
Well, that's just, I mean, you look at, okay, it started off Friday night with the skins game. There's a half a dozen pros, basically, you know, players that Matt and me spend 5 or 10 minutes on the phone with. We get some things narrowed down, some things underway, and then you have the little hiccup that came up this year, which was a great hiccup for Bill O'Neill.
Yeah.
The fact that he qualified for the main event, the PBA playoffs, you know, the top 4, the final 4, and now we need an additional player. Now, fortunately, I can take that off of Matt's hands, but, you know, Matt finds this out from Bill. Bill calls him up and talks to him, so we can take that. Minor circumstance, and folks, it is the minor circumstance. Now let's come out. We have the Pro-Am. How many entries did we have for the Pro-Am Saturday morning?
I believe we had over 50 teams in both divisions combined.
Yeah, that was the adult child. I'm talking about the Pro-Am Saturday
Oh,
morning.
the Pro-Am, yes. I believe we were in the low 60s.
Okay, so if we're in the low 60s there, and you look at, we've got to get all of those bowlers out, and we need 20 professionals out here.
Yes.
Okay, yes, 6 of them are already taken care of from the skins game, but you still have to get 14 more players. And Matt made all of those phone calls personally, you know, with Matt, or maybe you might be friends with 1 or 2 guys, so you see him or cross paths somewhere.
And we actually did hit a little bit of a hiccup there also, because I would say at least 4 or 5 of our regular regional pros were at nationals this week.
Yes, yes. So, you know, it makes for an extra, not 1 phone call, but an extra half a dozen. And all of those phone calls are now, hey, can you bowl? Thanks, goodbye.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you have that going on. Then you have the adult child tournament. You have, like you said, 50 teams on basically each squad that we bowled. You got a full house when you're going across doing it. Everybody's going out there bowling 4 games. You got the check-in, you got the registration, you got to make sure that averages are verified, especially on the handicap side. So when you take and you go through all of that, and then you culminate the scores, the next thing you realize is the time and efforts it takes just to get that event underway. And, oh, hey, by the way, folks, we've got a skins game we're going to do Saturday night, and we haven't even touched the real reason or the main event that we're here this weekend. The 20th season, the final ending event of the PJBT.
It is. It's just incredible. It's yeah.
Just, I mean, folks, when we say countless hours, I'm going to say that man hours to put it all together, just off the top of my head, is nothing shy of 50, and I'm going to go lean towards 75, to be honest with you. You know, when you start adding up all the little, an hour, 2 hours here, an hour, 2 hours there. You have 150 competitors that bowled this event. We're watching the final 4 in each division right now. And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that, you know, the bowlers are out there just throwing the ball. I get it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I sit there and I watch my future wife go through all of her things. I mean, she handled what, well over at least probably 300 payments in the last week. Just people paying online, just getting ready to come in. And
yeah, she's got to go through all of that, and that doesn't count the couple hiccups that she has. This one can't make it, so you got to refund that one. Somebody else decides that they're going to come, but unfortunately they're not going to pay in advance. They have to pay the day of the site. So, but I'll tell you what, like I said before, congratulations to Matt, to you, the Mrs.-to-be. You know, and actually, when I say the Mrs.-to-be, let me shake your hand right now, early, before the line gets really long here. But you guys really, really capped it off and made this 20th season just unbelievable.
And a pleasure also just to have you on board for the last 19 years. Just being able to continue that relationship has just been, you know, good for everybody. Everybody just, you know, everybody looks forward to seeing, you know, Parker Bone every single year. It's just the excitement.
We do?
Well,
We do.
Okay. I have a question for the ancient one then.
He's back.
Yes, he is.
Seriously, which do you prefer? The silence when you're bowling a tournament, or what they were doing up in Maine this past, month?
I've had a little bit of both sides of it. I've been on telecasts that obviously have been quiet. I'll say my first telecast was in 1987, in February of 87, on one of the live ABC telecasts with Chris Schenkel and Bo Burton. And you can hear a pin drop, and I remember how hot it was out there in that atmosphere. And the only time you heard noise basically was once the ball was off your hand. And as a player, you're not really focused on the noise. You're focused on where's your ball going through the target and what's going on. Roll forward. We had the one season out on the PBA tour that we had all the laughing and the hoot and hollering, and the people were making noise basically while you were sitting in the settee area, and it was trying to be more entertaining for the show. Then we roll forward to Maine. Maine it's literally a state of its own, and it's a bowling facility unlike or like no other. The yelling, the screaming, the energized crowd that they have. I'm telling you right now, you can see yourself getting used to it. You really can. There's a liveliness that energizes you, and all of the younger players today can really thrive off that.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional bowlers, I'm going to say I'm more of the traditional style. We're not really used to that. We probably lean towards the quiet atmosphere. But these kids today, they want to see that loud. They want to see that robust. They want to see something that's going to energize them.
Yes. By the way, how did you do that tournament in '87?
I finished second.
Excellent.
Believe it or not, I tell this one, it's actually a pretty funny story. My first game on national TV, never been there before, was good enough for a 245 tie. You will have a 2-frame roll-off.
Against
Pete McCordick, no less. Fortunately, I won the roll-off. I moved on, and I bowled John Gant for the title, and unfortunately the title didn't go the way that I wanted it to. But at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, I told one of the reporters, I'm a firm believer, I get so far once in my life, I'll get there again. 3 months later, I found myself leading a PBA event. Unfortunately for me, I won my first title in Seattle of 1987 in June.
And the rest was history.
A lot of it. Fortunately, a lot of it. We're kind of through our halfway point here right now.
Just to give everybody a little bit of an update, Alex Horton currently, that match is pretty much tied. That is, Alex Horton actually has a little bit of a lead right now as Lazarchik spares in the 6th frame. That is a 6-pin match. Alex Horton up 6 pins. Alice Glinsky with a 20-pin lead through 5 frames. Both bowlers are on doubles. Over on the handicap side, we have Andy Hoffman with a 49-pin lead and Bethany Jaquith with a 30-pin lead. Both of those matches were through 5 frames.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones out there. Obviously, we've got 4 matches going on. The unique thing about this format right now is, as Alex Glinsky really gets away with a fortunate one there, but the unique thing with the format right now is the top 2 seeded bowlers they've been sitting in the wings waiting and watching what's going on here. So they get to come out here on virtually, I'll say the freshly oiled lanes, but freshly oiled lanes of what has been broken down based on the other bowlers prior to. So I personally lean towards the players that have been bowling on them. They have a little bit more of a whereabouts, what's going on, and we're kind of watching that play forth right now.
I was going to kind of lead to the exact same thing. It just sometimes feel is everything coming into a match like this. I mean, if you've been sitting on the bench, I mean, sure, they've been on the practice pair, practicing on the fresh pattern that was oiled over there, but it's just not the same. And I mean, then you throw in the gold pins a little bit, changes the dynamic a little.
Yes, it does. When you throw in the gold pins, the off hit sincerely goes away a little bit. And when I say a little bit, give it a 30% or a 40% factor. That a little love tap that you got on a 7 or the 10 pin, now you don't quite get that love tap. You go a little high and trip with the 4 pin or a 6 pin, and it wobbles, but it doesn't fall over. So, and you start adding those things together, and well, all of a sudden you find yourself shooting one more spare, or unfortunately getting one less strike.
Alex Horton doubles up the 6th and the 7th. He is putting the pressure now on Andrew Lazarchik. Andrew really didn't feel the heat too much. He had a little over a 100-pin lead after qualifying and maintained that lead throughout match play. So he's not up against the wall yet, but facing his first deficit of the day. Gene Blair up now, working on a spare. Alex up the bowl first on 38. He's on a 3-bagger.
Andrew bowled outstanding during qualifying. Shot 200 over and literally lapped the field by more than 10 pins per game.
And Alex gets another break. He trips the bucket forward.
Something that's not really going to happen too often on these gold pins, and he just did it back to back.
When it's working, it's working.
Well, you know what it is? His ball is certainly picking up right. It's going through the pins in the right direction. And when your ball does pick up right, the energy that it saves going through the pins can maneuver the pins in such a way that, well, let's say it bluntly, Gene Blair looks and turns around like, how can I beat this? The guy's supposed to shoot the bucket each of the last 2 frames, and he's walking away with a couple of strikes.
Still a big spare here for Gene. Needs to make this to stay in the match. Not over yet. Alex is pulling away a little bit, but Gene just needs to make sure he stays clean just in case. So Lazarchik up now looking to get on track. He has not struck since the 2nd frame. So he is looking to get back on track here. Horton gaining momentum after every frame. Much better shot there for Andrew.
Yeah, that was a pretty good quality shot. I think when you sit there and look at the scores, Andrew, it was somewhere around 12 or 13 pins per game. He distanced himself from the field in qualifying, which that's a pretty substantial number when you look at a field of this magnitude. These are all the elite competitors, the ones that bowl the vast majority of the PJBTs, and by invitation only. And when you look at that, the way that it all unfolds, it's strong field. As Alex Horton really crushes that one right there for a 3-bagger convincingly. That ball goes right through the heart of the pins in a positive way.
Steven Schaff with the 9 count there. Andy is pretty much pulling away. He has over a 40-pin lead. He leaves just the 5 pins, so makeable spare there for him. Bethany with the 32-pin lead. And Alex should have just big forward there, and he winds up with a 10-pin.
I'll tell you what, he's got some lucky stars all in a line right now. Meanwhile, Gene Blair picks up a 4-pin moving along. Hate to say it, but if Alex picks this spare up here, it's almost out of the wood for Gene. Not quite. Alex will have to show up and at least produce 1 mark in the next 2 frames should Gene strike out.
Alex Horton and Alex Glinsky, this is actually the home house for the 2 bowlers. So, and he misses his 10-pin. So, a little bit of life for Gene.
There is a little life for Gene. The life right now is now Alex Glinsky needs 2 marks should Gene strike out.
Alex Horton up now. He could kind of put the dagger in here.
Can, but even with a strike here, it still does not shut out Andrew. So, just pretty much helps his move forward as that one breaks loose from the lane, going high for a 3-6-10. Big shot for Andrew.
This match will come down to the 10th frame. Lazarchik looking for his 2nd double of the match. Looks pretty good.
Pretty decent shot right there.
Much better.
Not only is it going to come down to the 10th frame, but Andrew just took control of the match. He might be down at the present moment, which he is, if Alex picks up the spare. But Andrew now is in control of the match. He can strike out for 229. Where Alex, if he picks up the spare and strikes out at 10th, he's got 224. Gene Blair leaving a 5-pin there.
That's a really big spare there for Alex.
Yes, it was.
224 max for Alex Horton if he goes out in the 10th.
How's our handicap side unfolding over here?
We are in the 10th frame. Andy Hoffman will be your winner. He's already in the 240s with his handicap, having a very good game here. He's up here to shoot his 2-pin. He will make it. And it looks like it will be Bethany Jaquith also taking the title, or not the title, the win here in the semifinal. It will be Bethany against Andy in our title match.
Well, Andy also led the handicap side, so.
Big comeback shot there for Alex Glinsky. Actually, Andrew can strike out for 220.
He's got 220 or 229? Oh, 220.
220, yeah.
My mistake there. I realized he had
I thought it was a 9 also with the white background there. It kind of
Yes.
looked like a 9, so.
Well,
So whatever Andrew does, Alex will have to match, at least for the first 2 shots. 5-pin there for Callie Bazil.
Looked a little bit in. Yes, it certainly was. So now Andrew's looking at 198 maxed. For the most part, Alex just needs to get 7 pins in the first shot. Seven on the first ball for Alex guarantees a tie. 8's a winner. And now he doesn't even need that. Almost gets it over there for that, converting that washout for Bethany.
256 for Andy Hoffman, 217 for Steven Schaff, 226 for Bethany Jaquith, and a strike here will give Callie, I believe, 207. Yep, 226, 207 win. So it will be Bethany against Andy in our title match.
Some really good scores over on the handicap division side. I mean, based on
Absolutely.
their averages. Well, if you look at it right now, it's really setting up to be a really good match on both sides.
It's going to be Alex versus Alex over on the scratch side.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to take Alex.
I think that's a good idea. I'm going to take Alex as well.
I might place a bet on that one. And I'm
We
not
have-
really a betting guy, but I might bet on that one.
Jason and I had a tendency of jinxing people that we used to pick, but we're going with Alex in the title match.
Jose's not.
214 for Alex Horton.
How are you?
Looks like 186 for Andrew Lazarchik.
We're trying to decide. Your future husband and myself, we're thinking about placing a large sum of money on Alex winning the title match.
Wait, which Alex?
We didn't specify.
Yeah, we
after
didn't
that.
go that far yet.
Okay.
We just went with ALEX.
Well, you have 2 of them spelled exactly the same. So realistically, you're not wrong. And you're not jinxing anyone.
We're not worried about jinxing. We were
Yeah,
just going
we're-
to place a large
We're
sum of money on Alex.
We're betting on
winning.
Alex. That's just what we're going with.
Yeah.
We're going with Alex.
Yeah, is that okay?
No doubt about it.
So if you find a couple takers, or at least one,
Okay.
let us know.
Let me see what I can come up with.
I'm going the other way. I'm going to see Alex finish in second.
Wow. Bold prediction.
Taking the loser side.
Yes, he is.
First runner-up. All right. Bye. Meanwhile, convincingly, Glinsky, and we're going to let it go as forget Alex. We're just going to say Glinsky.
Glinsky. Yes.
Sends a pretty healthy messenger over there for the 10-pin, and
Making a little bit of a ball change here. Going to get a little bit of a read, see what the ball does.
well, he's going to get a read, but I'll tell you what, he's going to go to the next pair. That one didn't quite shape up the way that the other one did, so
No, he's going to go back to the other ball.
I got to believe so. So, Josh, I'm going to go hand out some hardware and awards with Matt, but
Thank you, sir, for joining me.
thanks for having me. Thanks a lot for having me for the weekend here, and to all the PJBT fans out there, we'll certainly see you as the summer progresses down the road.
I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon in a couple minutes.
You got it.
Parker Bone, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go, as Parker alluded to, we're going to hand out the hardware here.
Matches for the 2019 Invitational Championship. Officially finishing in fourth place in the scratch division. Getting a $250 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Gene Blair.
Gene Blair, semifinalist, $250.
And officially our third place finisher in the scratch division. Getting a $250 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Andrew Lazarchuk.
Andrew Lazarchuk, semifinalist as well, $250.
Nice bowler. In the handicap division, our fourth place finisher getting a $250 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Stephen Schaff.
Stephen Schaff, semifinalist, $250.
And our third place finisher officially in the handicap division getting a $250 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Callie Bazil.
Callie Bazil, semifinalist, $250 for her.
All right, on to our title matches. Scratch bowlers, 35 and 6. Handicap bowlers, 37 and 8. We'll give you 2 balls of practice on each lane, and then we will begin our title matches.
All right, we are down to the end. So I would like to take some time and thank all of the sponsors that make the PJBT possible. Without them, this would not exist. First and foremost, our friends at Bowler X and EFX Apparel. Also, we would like to thank our family's Pro Shop, Maze Bowling and Billiards, Buddy's Pro Shop, Shotmakers Pro Shop, Mortgage America, Bowler Max, Lane Tamers, Pureit Pro Shop, Bowler Supply, DJ Sandwich Shop, Crown Trophy, the PJBT Maps account, also Motive, Rotogrip Storm, Vice, DV8. Kegler's Pro Shop, Jay Lane's Pro Shop, Bean's Pro Shop, and last but not least, Mortgage America. I believe I got them all. If I missed any, my apologies. So who do we got here in the title match? Alex or Alex? Handicap match, we got Andy and we got Bethany. After this, I'll be going home and checking my Mega Millions tickets. Hopefully, I won a decent amount of money.
I think you have to go home, go to bed. You look like you're dead.
Our next PJBT telecast will be next Sunday. I am pretty tired.
That's up 2 hours together.
Yes. Next Sunday for the finals.
Like my grandson.
He, which one? They're both tall.
Alex.
I know.
Good kid.
Yes, he is.
And I think David's gonna follow his footsteps.
In height, yes, and bowling ability.
Control his temper.
He'll get there. Yes. Once again, our next telecast will be next Sunday for the finals of the PJBT Masters Tournament. That is a double elimination tournament on a mat.
It is time for our Invitational Championship matches. On the scratch side, we actually have number 6 seed, Alex Glinsky, taking on number 9 seed, Alex Horton. I know one thing, one of the Alexes is going to be our Invitational Champion. It's time to figure out which one will be enshrined on the banner for this year's scratch champion. On the handicap side, we have number 1 and number 2. Number 1 seed Andy Hoffman taking on number 2 seed Bethany Jaquith. The difference in handicap is 6 pins essentially to Andy, and Andy has elected to start the match on lane 37. Ladies and gentlemen, we started with 138 bowlers today. These 2 winners will join our bowler of the year, Isaac Erickson, to be enshrined on the plaque that hangs here at Limerick Bowl for the 2018-19 Invitational Champion. Let's have a nice hand as they go at it to see who is our winner.
All right, off we go. Bethany will be giving Andy 6 pins in this match.
I think both sides are going to be pretty competitive. I think you're going to see a little closer scores than what we think we might.
Looks like Alex Horton and Andy Hoffman will be starting the match. Andy starts off with a strike. Alex Horton with a 5-count washout. Bethany leaves the 1-2-4-8. Horton takes the 4.
You know what? He might be in the check-in room in our office. Yeah. Yeah. Just tell him to come out here. I'll take it out here.
I want to get a picture of the bike. Come on. I know you don't, but he's a idol of mine.
Glinsky now up. starts off where he left off.
Absolutely.
Bethany made her 1, 2, 4, 8 spare. She's now up frame 2. She comes in a little high, leaves the 3-pin.
I think these kids are going to sleep pretty good on the way home.
I know I'm going to sleep pretty good on the way home.
So will I.
Hope my car was one of those automatic driving things.
The Night Rider.
Yes. Bethany makes her spare, which is good because I'm 3/4 blind in the dark and in the rain as it is, so. Glinsky with another strike. Alex just finishing his 2nd year down at SCAD University. Andy Hoffman leaves the 4-pin. Strike for Alex Horton.
Wasn't a great shot, but it worked out. Alex looking to build off that little bit of a break there here in the 3rd frame. Andy Hoffman up now for his 3rd frame. Good shot there for him.
Three, 6 for Horton. Bethany comes in high, 4, 6, 7.
Spare there for Alex.
Bethany takes the 2. Bethany going Jersey. She leaves the solid 1-pin. Glinsky looking for an opening turkey. That boy's on fire, Skip.
Yes, he is. He made a ball change in the 10th frame of the last match just to kind of see the read, and it didn't look too good. So I do believe he went back to the other ball and hasn't looked back.
Bethany
Spare
converts her spare.
Yeah.
So 9:30 tomorrow, huh?
9:30.
You and about 4,000 school kids.
Yes. It'll be straight to bed when I get home tonight. Not just for that reason either.
Gotcha.
I'll be done.
Front 4 for Glinsky.
That's a ham bone.
That's what they tell us.
Yep, that's what we keep hearing on TV now.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, for everybody listening out there, if you're a little tired of hearing Rob Stone and Randy Peterson, please start a petition to have Skip and I take over for them on Fox. You can have the excitement of what it was like bowling in Maine through your commentators every week. Of course, we might have to take it online and pay-per-view.
Yes.
Horton leaves the 3-6-9-10. He seems a little lost on this pair. His first frame came in light, but the last three have come in high. Andy Hoffman leaves the 1-3-9. Horton makes the spare.
Conversion there for Andy makes the 1-3-9. Back over to Bethany now over on lane 38.
I tell you, Andy Hoffman's not bowling as if he's a 125 average bowler, I'll tell you that. That just sounded better from Horton. Bethany left a washout in her sixth frame. She gets the 3. So that match is through 5. Andy with a 33-pin lead. Alex Glinsky proves that he's a man and not a machine by not striking in the fifth.
That's only because we didn't have a name for a five-bagger. Strike there for Bethany.
Yes, good rebound shot for her. She's going to need to put a couple more of them up on the board.
She's keeping herself in the match. And an untimely miss by Alex. He misses that 4-pin.
He still maintains a 32-pin lead over Alex Horton. Andy misses way right. Gets 7 though.
And Alex misses left, leaves the 4-6.
Andy shooting at the 1-2-5. He will miss them all. So Glinsky giving Horton an opening here. Bethany now up. She's on a strike, working in the 7th. Be a good time for a double for her. And she gets 9 and a wiggle.
9 1/4, we'll call it.
Absolutely. All right, so this is Alex Horton's chance to get back in the match. He's working on a strike in the 5th. Bethany makes her spare. She's down by 17.
Alex.
That did not sound good.
He
Gave it
don't-
right back.
Yep. Big four for Alex.
He just doesn't look comfortable on this pair, Skip.
No.
And Bethany does look comfortable on her pair. So she inches her way back into this match. Andy Hoffman leaves the 5-pin. Alex Horton did not get any of them. So he's down by 39 with 4 frames to go. He's going to have to start striking right here, Skip.
Yes, he will. Andy misses the 5-pin. 7th frame here for Horton. Much better shot there. Puts 10 back.
With Andy's miss, that cuts his lead down to 6. In fact, Bethany could find a way to double. She'll take the lead. An unfortunate break there for Andy. He did have the 2-4-7. The 4 falls out late. Leaves the 2-7 split.
Weak 10 there for Alex.
It's fine. He's on an open.
I know, but they want it changed.
Glinsky makes his single pin spare this time. Andy's shooting at the baby split. He gets 1. So all of a sudden, back-to-back-to-back opens for Andy. And Bethany could come in. And potentially steal the match. And she splits and gives it right back. 6-7-10. If she gets 2 here, she will find herself down by 7 going into the 10th. She'll be down by 1 scratch. She does not get any, Skip. That can be big.
Should be down. Yep, absolutely.
Those are 4 big pins right there. That puts her down over a mark now.
Either way, she needs to show up here, and she needs to get at least a mark here in the 10th to make Andy show up.
Yes.
No doubt.
She can find a way to get 20. She'll force Andy to mark to win. Oh, solid 10. That is her better lane. So she's going to need to make this if she has any chance. If she does not make this, Andy is the winner sitting on the bench. And she does not. And that's going to mean Andy Hoffman is the champion. Back over to the scratch side, Alex Horton left the 7-10.
4-10.
Oh, 4-10, sorry. Couldn't see around Glinsky too well. That match is basically over as well. The best Alex Horton could do is 173. So Glinsky on a 206 pace. And now that match is basically officially over. So, Andy Hoffman is going to be our champion in the handicap division, and Alex Glinsky is going to be the champion in the scratch division.
See, I told you Alex was going to win. And you said Alex would finish second.
I did.
We should start giving out picks.
We tried that one year. It
Didn't
go
work out too well. Spare there for Glinsky, just filling frames at this point.
Yes. You know, he looked pretty invincible through 4, and then after that, I don't know if he lost the feel or just lost the lanes. He's only had 1 strike since. Glinsky now taking a victory lap. I think Skip will see Alex Horton again many times.
I believe so. On this very pair for this final match.
Yes.
Bright future ahead for that young man.
Yes.
Only entering his junior year of high school.
I did say that, in fact, I remarked to his father several times, that by the time the book is written on his career, he will be the greatest bowler that's ever come out of Berks County.
And he's been doing it the same way. He hasn't changed anything.
Nope. I mean, it is a close race between him and you.
Well,
But now that you're not really in Berks County anymore,
I got my sights set on some bigger fish.
yes. Okay.
Come on, it sounded good.
Sure it did. Except we know where you live now.
I'm the best bowler in Orwigsburg on my street.
Maybe.
I don't know. The little 7-year-old next door give me one for my money. She gets to use the dinosaur, though. That's a little unfair. 216 to 140. Alex Glinsky is your champion. We're going to give out some awards, and we will have our final interviews to wrap up the 20th season of the PJBT.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our 2019 Invitational Championship and Tournaments weekend. Time to give out our final awards for today. Our runner-up finisher in the scratch division, getting a $500 scholarship certificate, and the runner-up award goes to Alex Horton.
$500 for Alex Horton in his scholarship fund for his second place finish. Very good day for him.
And our runner-up finisher in the handicap division, getting a $500 scholarship certificate, and the runner-up award goes to Bethany Jaquith.
Bethany Jaquith, $500 for her second place finish.
All right, now time to Bowl in future years. Our champion in the scratch division. He's run before, but I don't think no bigger one than this one. The $1,000 first place scholarship and the trophy goes to Alex Glinsky.
Alex Glinsky, your champion for season 20, $1,000. Scratch division.
And our handicap division champion receiving a $1,000 scholarship certificate and the first place trophy goes to Andy Hoffman.
Andy Hoffman, $1,000 for his first place scholarship, handicap division.
All right, we're going to get a picture with our winners, and let's have one more final round of applause for Mr. Parker Bone III for joining us this weekend. All right, we'll send our winners back for final interviews in just a moment. Let's get a picture with our winners. And bowling fans out there, stay tuned. Don't forget next weekend, the PJBT Pennsylvania Masters will take place starting at Town and Country Bowl and finish at Rose Bowl next weekend. So make sure you come out and join us for the Masters, as we have some more big bowling events going on in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you join us here on YouTube on our page for live action. Have a great evening, everybody.
All right, I'll set up the camera and we'll be back for some interviews. Hang tight. Okay, we're here with our handicap division champion, $1,000 into his scholarship fund, Andy Hoffman. Now, you know I'm going to start singing again, right?
You're going to start singing?
Yeah, Andy Kaufman and
Oh,
wrestling.
yeah.
Yes. Did you go watch the movie since the last time we talked?
I did not. I've been meaning to do it.
Mm-hmm. So, good way to wrap up your first tournament season.
Yes.
Taking home the first place scholarship.
Yes. A very lucky last game.
Yeah, you certainly gave Bethany a chance. You let her get right back in that match.
Yeah.
So, tell me, how did you attack this junior gold pattern today?
So I think last Wednesday I got a new Storm Physics. So it was hooking a little bit more, and I was playing. Oh, yeah.
Looks like you got to check the pitch in that Storm Physics.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was standing around the 5 board, and I was aiming for the 5 board.
Okay.
And I was letting the physics do the rest and hook into the pocket.
So you're saying it was using physics to hook into the pocket. Is that where we're going with this?
That is correct.
Okay.
Physics with an X.
So what do you plan to do this summer?
I'm going to bowl a lot.
That's good. Good. And where are you going to be bowling?
I have 2 leagues at West Hunterdon Lanes
Uh-huh.
in Frenchtown. And every Wednesday, my grandfather and I go to Hamilton Lanes. And
Okay.
I'll probably just be jumping around in some of the PA places too.
Okay. Who would you like to thank for this big victory today?
I'd like to thank PA Fats.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
for the,
that. We
for-
gotta get you an EFX shirt with the logo on it.
I do. I do
Yes.
need to get one.
Yes.
Dave K. Jr. for drilling my physics for me
Check
at
the
the pro
pitch.
shop. And my grandfather, as always,
Okay.
for getting me into the sport and helping me all this time.
All right.
And my friends at West Hunterdon Lanes.
Okay.
And my mom for taking me out here.
Well, that's awfully nice to thank Mom.
For taking me out here.
How come Mom's always the last to get thanked?
Hey, at least she got thanked. I
That's
forgot
true.
to thank her at the Jordan tournament.
That is true. You didn't. You didn't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the first place prize in the handicap division. His name's not Kaufman, it's Hoffman, Andy Hoffman. Congratulations, young man. Now go
Thank
watch that
you.
movie.
I will. I will watch it before next season.
Okay.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Well, you're doing pretty good. I don't think I have to ask how you're doing.
Doing very good, yes.
We're here with our scratch division champion, $1,000 in his scholarship, Richard. Alex Glinsky, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, what day did you get home this week?
Oh, I got home 2 days ago around 6:30ish.
Oh.
Yes, I was exhausted. But I came to the boat anyway because I took off for finals and I haven't thrown the ball for at least a month.
Okay.
So it was just, and my first practice session was awful, but it's okay.
It didn't look like you were off for a month the way you were bowling today.
Yeah, I mean, after my practice session, I went back home just as I get more, my hand back in movement again.
Mm-hmm.
And then during this practice session and the beginning of qualifying, I just felt really comfortable. Even though I didn't have the greatest look on fresh, I still managed to grind out some games and then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how did you attack this pattern?
I went about a couple different ways. I was trying urethane up the gutter.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the greatest look for me, so I tried to give the urethane a little bit more angle, trying to get my break point at least around 7, and that it didn't work out too well for me. So I went to my track Triton, and that ended up doing pretty well. Even though I gave the ball some angle and still getting it about 7-8 down lane, it was still doing pretty good.
So you've now finished your second year in college.
Yes.
I'm sure I asked you this question last year, so I'm going to ask it to you again now that you have another year under your belt.
Okay.
How have you seen your game change now in the 2 years since you've gone to college?
I see my game change dramatically. I know, as you've probably seen, I don't have the hitch in my wrist anymore.
Yes.
And then, I just feel more fluid when I get to the line. I feel more solid when I get to the foul line and at release. So I feel like that, and along with my spare shooting as well, has been top notch right now.
Yes.
Yes.
I used the term scary good when he was in high school. And now he's like scary times 4. Good. It helps to have hands that are this size, first off.
That's true.
that does
true.
help. That does help.
That
So what are you
couple
going to be?
extra revs.
What are you? Yeah, compared to this. What are you going to be doing this summer?
Oh, this summer, I qualified for junior gold, so I'm definitely going to be practicing on different various sports shots throughout the summer. Luckily, I get to bowl summer free, so
yes,
thank God. And
one of the perks to bowling in a CHB bowling center.
Oh yes, absolutely. And then I think also over the summer, I'm also going to find another furniture job, just so I can get more furniture under my belt.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So who would you like to thank?
Oh, jeez. Oh, I want to thank everyone that I know. Because
this list could be long.
Yeah, this is going to be long, but I do want to thank Bowler X for always supporting me through my bowling career. I want to thank Scad Bowling and Katie, who actually was here.
Yes.
But I'm not sure where she went, but she was here. I want to thank Katie and Verity and my Scad Bowling team for always supporting me through the highs and lows. Thank my mom and dad for always taking me 2 PJBT tournaments before I had a car in my license. I want to thank that, yes.
Yes.
And I mean, I want to thank all my family members who always just want to support me 100%.
How about that person over there?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I want to thank my girlfriend, Mackenzie.
Okay.
I didn't forget about that.
No. No. He didn't thank me, though.
Oh, I want to thank you 100%
Oh, thank you.
too.
Thank you.
I mean,
appreciate
come
that.
on.
Appreciate that.
We
Yes.
wouldn't have this without you.
Well, we try.
Absolutely.
We try. So I'm sure we're going to see you the next 2 weeks.
Yes, absolutely.
Masters
yes.
and best. Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. Your Scratch Division champion taking home the $1,000 first place scholarship, Mr. Alex Glinsky.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you so much.
Let's come in here.
All right.
Actually, your head is chopped off.
We're a little bit high.
Yes.
Here. We'll try to get down
Have
like
a seat.
this.
That's fine. We're good.
Yes. All right, so that's going to do it for Championship Weekend in Season 20. You guys have anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Just the usual thank you to everyone. Just another phenomenal, successful weekend. And before you know it, we'll be right back here again next year.
Yes.
It will. It won't take long to come back, but right now, there is nothing but positive vibes coming from this singular day and this entire weekend. I mean, the entire weekend ran smooth as could be. Obviously, you crowned a couple of different champions in some different avenues from different events. You really put it all together, and you made it where bowling is the threshold right now in this area, and there are more and more juniors. It was evident by watching what went on here. There's more and more juniors that want to come out and play.
Yes.
So, to the PJBT staff, everybody, not only up front here, but everybody that's behind the scenes as well. Congratulations to all of you, and to all of the PJBT bowlers as well. You don't realize the mecca for bowling that you have right here in your own backyard, and the people that have heart and soul to put all of these wonderful events together. I can't stress to you enough how much you need to take advantage of that and come out and support not only bowling locally in your own facility, but bowling right here in the PJBT and the surrounding area, all of throughout Pennsylvania. So good luck in the future, and I will certainly look forward to seeing you somewhere soon down the road.
All right, let's wrap this up. From all of us here with the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour, we will see you next Sunday from the Masters, and we will be down at Best this year covering that. For all of us here at the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour, he's Skip, I'm PA. This is the Ancient One, Parker Bone III. We will see you,
Thank you,
next
everyone.
week. Bye-bye.
Nope, gonna go do a clinic there. See you.
See ya.